as well. But here we go, level 1. We're getting right into the action. I wonder if both teams will meet each other. Both teams kind of. Oh, Singapore Sentinels, just in case you forgot who was playing. No
Good team.
No big deal.
And they are top, on the red side of the map.
Yes, they are. And it looks like.
Oh, Top Mundo.
Curse. Is it Top Mundo? It's Top Mundo.
Top Mundo, yeah.
Man, I didn't even. Apparently
I
didn't
never
pay
would have
attention
guessed
to
that. Never would have guessed that.
So top lane Mundo
30 seconds
versus
until minions
a top lane
spawn.
Jax. Did I say? I said Olo.
You saw, yeah, no, I thought it was too,
I just did it. I just did. So let's go to the point counterpoint. Westrice Jax versus Tofu's Mundo.
Okay, so Mundo in the top lane, I have no idea how that's going to do.
Never seen it?
Never seen Jax versus Mundo. If he goes for cleavers first, it's good percentage damage, but bad for sustained fights.
But I like
good.
how Jax is normally like a counter to the up close melee AD bruisers, but Mundo has his burning agony, he has his infected cleavers. He doesn't need auto attacks to do all of his damage. It helps a whole heck of a lot because the lower health he gets when he activates his sadism, which is his E, it gives him bonus attack damage. So yeah, it amplifies his auto attacks, but that's not 100% what he needs to do damage.
Yeah, like he has the options. I think the one thing would be if you're fighting Jax and he has Counter-Strike up versus the Masochism, that's going to be annoying. But Mundo should have better sustained damage, maybe? I actually have no idea. But we do have a red steel and a blue steel on the same side of the map. Will either team run into each other?
Uh-oh, in this bottom tri-brush, will the teams collide? Will Ezreal meet Graves? What's going to happen? Cop is hidden in that brush right now. They're on the opposite side, so they're not in friendly territory right now. SGS is behind enemy lines, but so with them also is Nocturne. Will he come down in this fight down bot? The exhaust does go up on Lulu. Will Saintfish be able to pick up this first blood? The aggressive flash from Jackie, he is exhausted after using the command attack. Will his auto attacks be able to happen? The clockwork windup will pick up the first blood there, but Jackie now without a flash, but it doesn't matter. Actually, Darkness flashes right back into Cop, and Cop picks up a kill while Darkness is exhausted. Great 2 pickups from Kill. That was perfect. Like, Curse couldn't have asked for anything better, and Singapore Sentinels just caught with their pants down.
I mean, they went for that in bait. Unfortunately, the reaction from Curse is they suspected something. They sent 3 people down to that bot lane, got great pressure on them. And my Jackie does take a bit of damage in that mid lane. That Zyra pressure, very strong, but this is not how you want to start a game. 800 gold behind. How many kills went on to Ezreal? Okay, just 1 for Ezreal, 1 for Orianna. 2 characters. You do not want to get kills.
The only person being left out of that little shindig was Jax. No kills, no assists, no nothing. 2 assists actually. Right there, Saintfish is going to come to this mid lane. Does not have the red buff, he only has blue, so not able to get it. But he will go down to the normal auto attacks and ignite. Nocturne picking up a nice assist there with his Dustbringer. So a great pickup there by SGS. Saintfishes didn't have red buff, didn't have exhaust up from that early fight. So just thought he could get it, but Zyra proved it to be a little bit too much to handle.
It was risky, and I thought, maybe they won't expect this. Maybe I could surprise them. It did not pay off in the end, as we saw. And actually, Nocturne with that just, good backup. All the flashes are up for the mid top lane right now on Singapore Sentinels, so they have that advantage, they have that mobility. Jackie had burned his, I believe, Saintfish, he used his exhaust in that last fight, so they didn't have enough options.
Yeah, and just like you said, the only person with summoners right now currently on Curse is going to be Westrice. So he's the only one that's, I would say, quote-unquote safe. I don't know if you would call it safe, but, he's safer than the rest of his team, I would say. Ezreal, of course, does have his Arcane Shift, which is like a built-in natural blink. So that's always good. So he's not crying over spilled milk. He's not saying, oh, God, I don't have Flash. I can't play aggressive. I can't do this and that. He's still very, very slippery. But in the meantime, Westrice and Saintfish up top are going to go on to Tofu. The Ignite does come off onto Mundo. Will he be able to take him down? He actually gets a counter exhaust onto Westrice, and he'll be able to retreat under the safety of his own turret right there. Forced to blow his exhaust and Flash pretty early.
I mean, that's, Mundo has no normal escape until he's level 6. We do have Luyar in the top lane actually trying to set something up. Tofu's going to have some good DPS, but, Westrice half HP, Saintfish is full HP. It's going to be a hard fight for them, though that 1 cleaver might be enough if they do decide to go for the engage. Nope, they'll all just back off. I think he was looking for the dive, but it did not happen.
Nocturne may have second thoughts. Will he be able to get a long-range Dustbringer from Saintfish? He actually does, and cancels the recall. And Jax does not cancel the recall, so Jax is going to leave his teammate here in a one-on-one situation. But Saintfish actually turns around, and the burnout may be able to pick up the kill, but no, the flash from Nocturne and Dustbringer extra move speed buff will actually get him to safety. That could have gone very, very wrong for Nocturne, but nice use of defensive summoners.
Singapore Sentinels, I have to say, that was kind of an odd play. Like, there was no communication. Mundo didn't go from the top lane. I think, there was just something happening that they just did not communicate properly. Maybe
something didn't click in their communication.
There was a misinterpretation of something. Like, let's go get Shyvana became let's not, and then Nocturne took a lot of damage, which is not good.
Yeah, Jackie goes back with 21 CS under his hat, and it looks like Zyra has 36 CS, and she got not the first blood, but an early kill onto Shyvana after the first blood pickup from Jackie. Jackie picks up a Chalice of Harmony onto Orianna. And Chalice of Harmony, I talked to Jackie. He loves building it first onto Orianna, but I mean, why exactly? Does he just want to mitigate? Does he not only want to help his own mana pool and mitigate the damage of Zyra, or is there something special about Orianna's synergy with Chalice?
For sure, we've seen Zyra convert that MR going to be a nice little boon. And of course, Orianna, every time she wants to do anything aggressive, command attack has to be used. So right there, command attack just to get a bit of poke on, maybe land a dissonance. So she's a very mana-intensive champion. If you do not get a Chalice on her, or just a lot of mana from maybe a tier, you're dependent on your blue buff. You never want to be dependent on a map objective, because what if SGS takes it? First took it last game.
And which they did.
Yeah.
Nocturne actually counter-jungled and took the blue buff while St. Vicious was dead. So, you know, they, of course, have that timer now. I believe St. Vicious has gone to check it and clear the small minions and whatnot. So they know when that blue buff will be back up. But it won't be back up on schedule, I would say. It will be back up a little bit later than intended. So Jackie just going to use that Chalice of Harmony, the percentage-based mana regen for every percent you're missing, to be able to stay in lane a little bit longer and just kind of outlast the Zyra.
I have to say, we did see 2 kills come out for Curse at the beginning of the game, but they're only up 100 gold, so the farm has been going in favor of Singapore Sentinels. The GP5s, have they come out? No, not for Singapore Sentinels, and we do have a Philistone onto Nunu.
Yeah, the farm, just like you said, Jack's 31 CS right now, Mundo in the favor up top, 42 CS on grade. They're dead even down bot, though. Ezreal also has 44 CS now. Ezreal goes back and buys the Phage. He's actually up top. Tofu forced to burn his ultimate. He will run into a St. Vicious in this brush, and he is none the wiser. There is the Ignite and Exhaust. Will they be able to burn him down through his ultimate? I don't know. Will they tower down this? I do not believe so. They actually pull off of that, and Tofu lives again to fight another day. So that's 2 unsuccessful ganks so far on Mundo. And Singapore Sentinels may very well be right.
Mundo with his 43 CS versus Jax is 34. I don't know who's going to be better in a late game fight. I do not know how strong Mundo does when he gets free farm. He's good, but compared to Jax, but Singapore Sentinels going for this dragon. Luyer does get it. He is fairly well himself. Has to make sure Jackie doesn't land any skills. Will they go around for a fight?
Well, Cop absolutely chunked out by the return Q from Zyra. He was just punctured by some weeds, and he is no gardener whatsoever. And right there, Nocturne, they went for a nice early dragon, but I would consider him lucky. He got some really lucky Madrid's procs. He does have those Madrid's razors really, really early. I feel if that dragon fight had gone on just a hair longer, not only would Curse have been able to collapse, Nocturne I think would have gone down, and there could have been a dragon steal. Very, very risky dragon.
He could have died to Dragon. He actually had to retreat from Dragon after about 2 more attacks. That's how close it was. So getting lucky with those procs definitely coming in handy. You know, luck not a huge factor in this game, but every now and then it does pop up. So Singapore Sentinels, you use the dice to your advantage.
Sometimes you got to roll the dice and see if that RNG favors you today. Will Lady Luck shine upon you? It looks like this time it did. So Hallelujah able to pick up a pretty early dragon right there. So now right now Singapore Sentinels have 1 dragon up on Curse. They're down 1 kill. They're also up 1k gold, which is pretty much translated to dragon. Right now, it looks like Singapore Sentinels is actually going to go. They know this timer on blue buff. Does Curse know? Looks like they're going to try to collapse on it. Here comes the Ezreal. Will it be enough damage to steal it? It gets really low. It does! I believe he actually stole it. Did Ezreal get it? Is it a refresh blue buff? No, but there's a team fight breaking out. And there's the command shockwave, blocking down 3 members of Singapore Sentinel, but the counter Zyra ultimate will knock up 9 Jackie, dealing tons and tons of damage to take a play out of Freak's playbook right there. But it looks like, did that go to Ezreal? I do not even know. It's a fresh blue buff for Ezreal. A cross-map blue buff steal for Ezreal. Wow, and that is just the icing on the cake right there. You know, Curse did lose Westrice in that fight, but you know, my oh my, seeing that great cross-map True Shot Barrage blue steal was a sight to behold.
At the same time, though, they did lose Westrice, which we mentioned before, but that's kind of scary. Singapore Sentinels, they're up a bit of gold, but even though Ezreal was actually kind of there for that fight, they still lost it, so they're strong. Curse, they have to respect the enemy because Zyra doesn't get that good poke off. Zyra really having a very aggressive presence this game, actually. Yeah,
I love right here, both AP mids are favoring those Wraiths so hard. They're actually fighting over the Wraiths. They're like, oh man, I want this extra 4 CS. No, I want this extra 4 CS. And I know Jackie absolutely loves farming the Wraiths. You know, that's why he loves champions like Morgana, who can take them really, really quickly. Champions like Orianna, who just command attack distance and can clear the whole Wraith gate. Wraith Camp rather. He really loves adding to his CS. That's 4 extra CS every, I think, how long do they spawn? 50 seconds? 50 seconds. So 4 CS every 50 seconds. Nothing to scoff at. And if your opponent isn't doing the same thing, that slowly builds up.
You get ahead.
You slowly get ahead, and it's just it can snowball from there on out. And Jackie sometimes likes to build GP10 just to kind of pour salt in the wound, saying, "Oh, I'm getting wraiths every 50 seconds. I'm also ticking GP10, blah blah blah." But this game looks like he's gonna go straight for Chalice Army. He's very low on mana here. Will St. Fish be able to come and deter Singapore City from pressuring this tier 1 turret? Looks like they're gonna keep sieging, keep putting the pressure on. They know Jackie has to go back right now. They know St. Fish is here with his ultimate up and red buff, but here comes Mundo as well. Will he make it all the way to this tier 1 mid turret of Curse and take it down with his 2 teammates? Or, well, nope, he didn't even need to be there. He just kind of came down for a party, a nice little vacation. He was getting a little bit bored in top lane.
Visiting his family, the Wolves.
Yeah, his distant family, the Wolves, right there. He's going to take them down and move his way on back up top to the free farming West Rice. Down bot, it looks like Singapore Sentinels is pinging Ezreal. I'm not quite sure what the reasoning for that is. They're just saying, hey guys, here's Ezreal down bot, just letting you know.
Check him, you know, cool dude.
Check him out.
I like to see him. Has that blue buff, still looking very stylish. I don't say fly, but
he's got that frosted tip skin, and you see he's running he's got 16 armor pins, so he is running armor pin runes. He's making his mystic shots hurt as much as possible, especially against the tankiness of Graves. You know, Graves' passive gives him armor magic resist per every second he's in combat, up to 10 seconds. I believe the value is like 2 per second maybe, so he gets
it will actually scale based off his level. Starts out at 1, goes all the way to 3.
Okay. So it could be an addition of 30, anywhere between
30.
10 and 30 magic resistant armor.
I believe now it's 20 right now.
Well, there you go. So basically the armor pin right there, normally on a champion that doesn't scale armor magic resist with a passive, his mystic shots would hit a lot harder, obviously, because 16 from usually a 30 base is about half. But he's only mitigating with 16 armor pin. He's only mitigating the passive. That's it. Not even.
At the same time, though, the reason people get AD runes is you have a better opportunity to last hit, so you have a bit more control. Actually, it looks like you might have a dive onto the top lane. Curse is there able to respond to it, though. If they do go for this dive, there's going to be a great answer coming out from Curse. Could be bad news for Singapore Sentinels.
Oh, Shyvana and Orianna are right in tow. Will they be able to make it to West Rice in time? There's a Shyvana ultimate. She doesn't have the ball on her. She got out of range of Orianna. I know they like to do that wombo combo with the Shyvana ultimate and command shockwave, but it looks like this fight may go in the favor of Singapore Sentinels. St. Vincent is knocked up. The Q from Zyra barely misses him. He will go down to Ignite. Jackie is locked up by the roots. Will she go down? The auto attacks from Charlie will take him down. There we go. Double kill from Zyra right there in that top lane. So a beautiful tower dive turned into a 3-for-0 exchange in the favor of Singapore Sentinels. They're really showing the strength of Zyra right now.
And unfortunately, you know, they were setting up that counter gank, just too much damage coming out at once from Singapore Sentinels. Mundo tanking the turret, able just to take 5 shots, not really caring because of his ultimate. And West Rice didn't have a chance to ignite him and stop the healing, so too much tankiness, too much damage. Curse tried to respond properly, we're here to show up and kill you. Did not work out at all. 5-2 lead with turrets going down for Curse, with that dragon being taken by Singapore Sentinels. This is getting scary. A 4,000 gold lead only at the 13-minute mark. Yeah, and Jackie's still holding on to his command shockwave, so he didn't ult there, which is really interesting. I know for a fact they love Shyvana, goes in with the ball on and uses command shockwave to kind of, just destroy the enemy team. I'm fairly sure I wasn't watching Shyvana at the time, actually down 5. It takes Arlulu forced to blow her ultimate to survive the damage from Cop. And now Cop is exhausted. Will the Fear Tether go off? It definitely does. And the collateral damage of Buckshot will pick up the kill on him. Will they pursue Elements? Here's St. Vicious trying to deter them, but it looks like they are just going to go for a dragon here. SGS has dragon in their sights, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and take it down. Will Curse be able to contest? Will Curse be able to stop this? I mean, they got down 4 dragons last game. Do they want to start off 2 dragons in this game, Studio? Can Nunu go ahead and take that fight? They do have the smite on. Actually, no, it's on. Hold on for St. Vicious. They're giving up. They can't take this right now. They can't defend this. The dragon has died, giving his party favors to Singapore Sentinels. This is scary. It's a big difference in gold, which matters quite a bit. But at the same time, there's so much map pressure. If Nocturne catches you out of position with just how strong he is, he's dead. Or you're dead, especially if you make one misstep. Comp in that bot lane, he tried to flash away from Nocturne, but Nocturne's ultimate followed him right through it. So all he had was Arcane Shift, which did not break the tether. Yeah, he flashed a little prematurely, I would say, because while that Nocturne is chasing you, whatever you do, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if there was a bug earlier where he teleported with him following you. He used to, yeah. He used to follow you after you teleported, yeah. Yeah, so, flashing and using Arcane Shift
while he's following you, just not recommended. Don't try that at home, kids, because he will follow you to the ends of the earth and he will catch you.
He's a champion-seeking missile.
Exactly, it is, pretty much. If he was able to, if Cop had waited just a hair longer, let Nocturne reach his final resting place there right beside him, and then flashed, and then Arcane Shift, it would have been a lot better for him. Actually, Mundo up top being ignited, forced to burn his Sadism ultimate. He's draining a lot of health right now, but Westrice doesn't care. He's going to go for this kill. What will happen? Actually, Westrice gets exhausted. It looks like Westrice will go down. So one-on-one Mundo versus Jax. Mundo actually being the champion there. How do you feel about that one, Studio?
That's very cool. Mundo went ahead, used his ultimate to run out of Westrice's attack range when the ultimate was up for Westrice. So the defensive bonuses did not matter. He just ran away saying, you cannot actually catch up to me, so I don't care if I can't hurt you. He kited him, came back in, finished him off. A great play coming out from Tofu. And I guess that is the Mundo-Jax matchup for all you big Mundo fans out there.
Yeah, I have a feeling where we might see some more top Mundos here in solo queue in a little bit, which is going to be unfortunate. But Nocturne and Zyra going to pressure this mid lane just a hair. Actually, Zyra going to go back. She does have a blue buff. She does have a little bit of gold to her name, I'm sure. She has a Rod of Ages and Sork boots. Goes back and buys a DMC large rod and a ward just for good measure. She is going to be dealing a lot of damage. 4-0-1, 130 CS. The Jack is 1-1-0 with 110 CS. Only a Chalice of Harmony right now. Do Oriannas tend to build that full Athene's Unholy Grail, or do they get the Chalice just for the help in lane and then go for the big burst deck?
You want to go for the Athenes later on just because, you know, it's efficient not to sell it. It's a lot of gold in terms of stats. That CDR is awesome because you just get more control. You have the awesome AP. Like, there's a lot of cool things that Orianna will get out of that. Top lane, actually, Westrice going forward again. The ult is used on the Tofu. Can get 1v1 again. Goes used by Westrice to keep up. This is going to be a big brawl. I believe Tofu is winning, though.
Yeah, they're going to go punch for punch right now. It looks like Westrice kind of trying to employ the rope-a-dope technique. But in the meantime, down bot, St. Fish just goes down. In addition to Cop, they both fall. But again, let's switch right back up to this fight up top. Westrice actually is going to be pressured away from his own turret. He was losing that fight really, really hard. Nocturne, there she goes right onto, actually counter flashing Jackie's flash, but the Fear Tether does not proc command distance, actually give him a little bit too much move speed. But this is a 4-on-2 fight right here. I believe Curse should want to pull out on this. The command shockwave only hits one member, that is Nocturne of Singapore Sentinels right there. So Curse caught in a bad way, not looking very good for them this game. You know, they looked so strong first game, regardless of Singapore Sentinels taking 4 dragons in a row. But right now, I mean, what does Curse need to do to bounce back from this?
They need to start getting into fights that are in their favor. That might sound obvious, but the way these fights have to play out, when you have that Orianna, you're great at kiting. These are just like kind of big, you know, brawls where Nocturne will ult in, he'll auto attack, and either you die or you kill Nocturne. And lately, it's been Nocturne getting kills. So if Mundo can be kited, if Nocturne can be kited, if they can go ahead and just keep SGS on the chase, that will be awesome for them. But if they sit around, you know what's going to happen? Zyra's going to put her plants down. They will grow. They will kill you. The roots will knock you up. You will be getting beaten by Mundo, by Lulu. Just a lot of bursts will come out, and if you sit there, you die. If they kite, they have a chance to win. But Westrice, he's in danger because Tofu is just kicking his butt up and down this lane.
Yeah, Westrice and Tofu are going blow for blow up there. There was going to look like they're going to be a rematch. Jackson Mundo 3 live at Madison Square Garden up in top lane. Looks like they're going to pull away from that right now. SGS just pressuring Curse's blue buff. And are they? They wouldn't posture up for a dragon at this point, would they?
Do you mean a Baron?
Baron.
Yeah, no.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. No big deal.
Baron right now. But they're looking for it.
Would that be too crazy for them? They don't have an Oracles right now to clear out any wards. Lulu does not have one in her inventory, it doesn't look like, so I guess it's just a little too early for the dragon. They don't want to jump the gun. They don't want to put this game back into Curse's hands. They want to just hold it tight like a newborn and just coddle it.
Mundo is amazing at Dragon and Baron, actually, because of his infected cleavers doing percentage-based damage. So if he attacks it early, those cleavers, they will chunk just huge portions of Baron's HP. I believe the damage is capped, but it's a really big number still. And the rest of, you know, SGS, the Zyra, the Graves, that is all amazing at Baron. They do take the blue buff, though.
See another, I wouldn't say another Ezreal.
That was a good Ezreal.
Steal. That would have been
very good Ezreal.
I mean, if that's any indication, if Curse is able to see Baron whenever SGS decides to do it, an Ezreal steal is not out of the question. In fact, any steal from Curse is not out of the question. You've got the Ezreal ultimate, you've got the Smite, of course, in the same mission. You've got the Consume on Element as well that deals a lot of true damage to minions. Baron is a risky move right there. He tried to do it again, but no. I don't think it happened that time.
Very close, but the blue buff did go to Singapore Sentinels in the end. Tofu actually, is he caught out of position here? No, because he's Mundo.
Because he's Mundo. He doesn't care. That Burning Agony actually does reduce crowd control that is applied to him. So while he has it ticking, it does, of course, damage himself. But, I mean, the opportunity cost of taking a little bit of damage yourself and, you know, being able to get out of a precarious situation, I'm pretty sure I would just turn on the Burning Agony and take the damage.
You know, it's, well, I guess 40 HP a second maybe, but that's a lot less than being hit by 4 CCs and dying.
And dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take a few seconds of 40 HP drain rather than going from 100 to 0, which is very, very rough. And, you know, Curse is looking down, but Singapore Sentinels, I just want to say, has been playing really, really, really well this game. They've been on top of dragons. They've been on top of buffs. Every time, you know, Curse's blue buff has spawned, they've been there. You know, sure, there was the awesome Ezreal steal of it, but that doesn't mean they weren't there. They weren't ready.
They still
were
got
ready
a kill
for the fight.
out of that.
Exactly. They were ready for the fight. They were there at the exact timer. They've been to every dragon. They've RSVP'd to the dragon parties, and they are showing up on time. They're not doing the fashionably late thing that some people like to do. They are just on top of their game, on top of their timers, and it's looking really, really good for them. They're up 8K gold right now. They're up 7 kills. They've got 3 towers. I mean, they're looking pretty much in as good of a position as Curse looked like in Game 1.
And even then, Curse, they had to spend such a long time building up for that position. SGS, aside from those early kills, I mean, they are coming from a 0-2 start for Curse, or for themselves, in favor of Curse. So even though they had that weak start, they came back, they just had control of this game. Their gold lead is growing, and that's actually what's the worst thing of all for Curse. It's not that they're ahead in gold. That's not a good thing. But when they're ahead in gold and they're able to go ahead and keep getting more and more advantage, that is so hard to deal with.
Yeah,
they've taken dragons. They might be going for Baron. They can do it so quickly. So any misstep, and Curse is just going to lose so much ground.
Ward coverage right here, as far as Baron is concerned, is heavily in the favor of SGS. I don't think anyone on Curse has quite picked up on Oracles just yet, but Lulu rocking her Oracles loud and proud. But Graves is very far away from this fight. Is this something that Curse wants to do? Do they feel that SGS is baiting this Baron? Do they think that they can take it? Do they think they get this Might Steal? Absolutely no vision from Curse. So right now, SGS is hiding in the shadows. And actually locking Elements down over the wall with the plants and snare. Elements goes down very, very quickly to the burst of SGS. And now SGS knows it's a 4v5 if Curse decides to engage. And there's no consume. I think that's the most important part. But right now, you know, Curse has no idea. Curse has a speculation. You can have a tingling. Okay. You can rustle your jimmies, but I mean they do not know definitively. But here's Tofu doing his best to zone out 4 members of Team Curse. But there's St. Fishes with the Dragon to send in, but Baron not quite low enough. He goes down very, very quickly, and here's Zyra falls as well in the hands of Jax. Baron still up, still doing damage to Tofu. Will it actually help Curse in this fight? Ezreal picks up Nocturne, Orianna gets Graves, and now it looks like Ezreal is going to get a double kill. He picks up Lulu and Mundo. That is a triple kill for Cop right there. And Curse, would they do this? Would they do the unthinkable of a 2-man Baron with Orianna and Ezreal? It looks like they're going to decide against it. They're going to be safe, and they're just going to go ahead and push this mid lane. But a beautiful, beautiful fight right there for Curse. How in the world did they come out on top?
The Baron damage. So Baron will actually increase the magic damage you take. So NY Jackie, Orianna, incredibly good at sustained damage, incredibly good at sustained fights. They try to fight that Baron, but with that debuff on them, they could not do enough damage in response because of the debuff reducing their attack damage, and just the magic damage being amplified let NY Jackie go insane. If you look at Mundo, actually, for example, he doesn't have a lot of MR. He has quite a bit of armor, Adorned Shield, Ninja Tabby, and some Fire Cave is nothing to scoff at, but his Spirit Massage is all of his magic resistance aside from his passive and runes and masteries. So the MR tankiness is not there. If NY Jackie can, you know, keep going crazy in these fights and not be put in a dangerous position where he has to run, he can kite, he can do so much damage. And actually, looks like they're going to go straight for Baron one more time. They just don't care. They know they had a heal first. They're going to go ahead, just try and sink this in, but Curse does know.
Nah, Jackie's ultimate is not up. The ult from Ezreal is up. A lot of summoner spells are actually burned on Curse here. So Singapore Sentinels, they want to fight on their own terms. They want to fight on their own ground, that ground being Baron Pit. They want to defend this. St. Fishes comes in, doesn't have enough rage for his ultimate right now, but the Zyra ultimate absolutely chumps Jackie, but he's able to flash and get out of there. Cop right in tow with the Arcane Shift over the wall, but there we go. St. Fishes actually takes down Graves. Zyra falls to Jackson's hands in a kind of a one-on-one situation right back there, and actually the Absolute Zero will tick. Tofu may go down to the sustained damage of West Strice and Elements. Will the combined damage be able to take him down? The CC will go off, and he goes down as well. So that is a 3-for-2 exchange in the advantage of Curse. And will they take Dragon?
They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it.
Baron.
Yeah, it's just a lot.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, it's okay.
Will they take this big map objective?
SGS knows about this. You know, Nocturne can go ahead, doesn't have his flash up, will have his ultimate in time to go ahead and go for the steal. This is actually scary for Curse. SGS trying to keep the ward coverage down. The Pivotal trying to get some poke off. They do back off. Very smart of them because you know what? Nocturne could have shown up and stolen it, and with Lulu's help, maybe even killed the remaining Curse members.
Yeah, and what they don't need right now is a Baron steal and a triple kill to be donated to Nocturne. That would just be a charity that you don't want to respect. It would be very, very awful. But it looks like Mundo has, like you said, has his Sunfire. He's got a lot of armor. It looks like he's going to build a Warmogs potentially on top of that, depending if he picks up that last regrowth pendant in addition to the Giant's Belt and Ruby Crystal. I mean, Warmogs Mundo?
That's a lot of HP.
It's a lot of HP.
It's going to be hard to go through. 3,400 HP onto Mundo already.
Yeah, without the Warmogs right there.
So he has 156 armor, 103 magic spheres. That's not like a massive number. We've seen up to like 300, 400 armor, especially on Malphites, and maybe 200 MR. But he's tanky. He's going to be hard to deal with. It's a good build just because it lets him go in the face of the enemies.
You know what would be absolutely brilliant to see here? A pickup of an Aegis of the Legion somewhere on SGS. That Mundo, he would just become exponentially more tanky.
The Aegis is missing on SGS, and that's kind of surprising. Normally, you want your jungler or support to pick it up fairly quickly. Lulu has not had the greatest income, though. Only has the 2 GP5s and 6 assists, not the most kills in the game. And Nocturne, he's going for an aggressive build. He's going, for the tanky DPS build, but not the Aegis, which is kind of odd. Is the Aegis completed? Yes, it is on Shyvana for Curse.
Which we saw exactly last game. I believe St. Fish's was the wielder of the Aegis last game as well, and rather than Elements right there. So, just showing you don't have to leave the support items to the supports. The jungler can pick them up. Top lane, I've seen pick them up sometimes. It's not. There's Dragon to St. Fish's, and the Wombo combo will hit all 4 members of SGS. They're chunked very low, but it looks like they're able to sustain themselves just a hair. Westrice jumping in onto Equival. Will he be able to take down Lulu? No. The collateral damage and buckshot combo will take him down. Shyvana is the next one to fall, and now Ori is in pursuit. The Essence Flux and Mystic Shot will come right across the face of Lulu, but she's able to escape. Wow, 2-for-1 exchange, even with a 4-member command Shockwave onto SGS. I mean, that fight looked absolutely perfect for Curse. Oh, the Ezreal ult. Will it be able to pick up Lulu back at base before she's able to heal?
Does not quite look at it.
Yeah,
no, she's fine.
Miss. Yeah, it's gonna miss.
Gonna get hit.
And
it
she's gonna heal up.
It'd been like, yo, Lulu, I'm tickling you with Ezreal. Sorry.
I mean, that's one of the best things to do when you have those global ultimates like Ezreal.
When they get back to base.
Exactly. Don't try to snipe them in the Shroud of Darkness. Know that, hey, recall is roughly 6 to 8 seconds. I'm gonna shove this thing out there and see if it hits. I'm just gonna put it out there. You do what you do with it. Just put it out there.
If it lands, pretty cool. If not, well, what was I gonna do anyways? I could farm with it, I guess. But Curse, they do have the strong team fight. They do have the good Orianna, but the problem is there's just a bit too much gold in favor of Singapore Sentinels. Tofu took forever to die. All he did was kind of stall out and let Lulu run away, let all of the very low Singapore Sentinels get out of that fight. If Curse had a bit more gold, was a bit closer to Singapore Sentinels, they would have taken the fight. That was just, flashing red Singapore Sentinels. They would have gotten those kills. They would have torn them to pieces.
Yeah, and I believe Mundo should have finished his Warmogs if that is the build he was going for. It looks like he did. So trying to farm up the stacks on there, trying to make himself just a hair more tanky. But I mean, he had 3,400 health before the Warmogs. Now he's got 3,860. And he's not even really that stacked yet.
It will fill up. He will have over 4,000 HP if the game lasts more than a minute.
Easily. And I think it's going to last more than a minute.
Hopefully. I don't want to know what happens if it doesn't. But we do have, a very safe engagement from both teams. No one wants to go too crazy. No one wants to go for the big Baron plate quite yet, because what happened when Singapore Sentinels did it twice, they lost both engagements.
Yeah.
The push did happen from Singapore Sentinels. They did get some good tower damage out, but SGS could not really lock down Curse, and Curse could not lock down SGS. So once again, back to the respect phase of the game. We saw it last time. We're cautious, we're scared.
And look at that. That's a 10.6k gold in Master with Zyra. Her counterpart 8k gold. So Jackie right now being out farmed by 16 CS, which is a small. It's something to scoff at, I would say. Just a hair. But Zyra 7, 2, and 7. Orianna only 3, 2, and 7. So those 4 kills. Absolutely paying dividends for Zyra right there. She has a Rod of Ages. She has a Death Cap. She has an additional needlessly large rod. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she did actually buy an Elixir of Brilliance as well. So next team fight, expect her to deal lots and lots of damage. But I mean, I guess why wouldn't you expect that? Let's be honest.
I mean, her burst is tremendous. They can kill her quickly. And the thing is, if Zyra gets off just 3 spells, her burst will be amazing. Don't forget that even though if she dies early, she will still have that passive, that true damage, big thorn spike that will shoot out of her. And that's actually a lot to deal with. It's like a Kog'Maw passive.
It's like 400 to 500, I believe, true damage, right?
Yeah,
in a
you
line.
cannot mitigate it. It can hit multiple people. It's scary. It is dangerous.
Yeah, you can't shake a stick at that. It is a very, very strong spell. And right now, Singapore Sentinels actually no vision on Baron whatsoever. So Element's actually making fantastic use of that Oracle, is able to clear out the vision from SGS. And now SGS, they have a very, very tough decision right here. Do they go into Baron blind, or do they just kind of wait it out, pay for more wards? What are they going to do here, Studio?
It looks like Zyra's just going to keep doing what she's been doing before. Lay down the seeds, lay down the plant, and use that for the vision. Will she do it right now?
I see.
Oh, the ward's down already. So
Lulu did put a ward, but they are waiting. They're going to do the exact same thing they did to Elements before when he went for a ward. They're going to bait it out. They're going to snare him in. And last time, Zyra absolutely demolished Elements when he went for a ward clear. So they want the same thing. Look at Zyra. She is just sitting there. She popped her Elixir of Brilliance. She wants to burst Elements as soon as he touches that ward. As soon as he lays his big Yeti paw on that ward, she is going to absolutely decimate him. Looks like he's going to play smart, though. He learned his lesson, if you ask me. What happened, you know, in that North River place when he was murdered over the wall, he doesn't want that to happen again. It almost turned into a Baron for SGS. Curse somehow were able to pull off kind of a 4-on-5 team fight and win against SGS in that position. But still, Elements, you know, learn from your mistakes. You know, it's the most important thing about being a professional player.
You don't want your initiation to be, I will die so they can do something and try and get Baron, and you guys can
I feel like that's a bad initiation.
Yeah, it's an interesting initiation, very unique, but not consistent. Because what if your team can't win a 4v5 at Baron, which is very possible. We do have a 6,000 gold lead in favor of SGS. That's hard to deal with.
Very, very hard to deal with. Not only 6k gold, but 5 kills and 2 turrets right now. And a handful of dragons. I feel like I lost count.
4 or 5. Like, they just keep getting dragons. Like, every dragon that spawns, you know, it dies.
Like clockwork. They get those dragons every 6 minutes that it's up, and it's been really, really impressive. But Elements, he wants that ward. Does he want it bad enough? Zyra is a little bit far away. Do they know of it? I believe Curse has spotted. They actually start Baron. Yeah, Curse has a ward there, so they definitely know that Zyra is coming, is pressuring the lane. There is a little plant in that brush. Will save Fishes. We need it. Nope. Looks like it's going to get popped, made into a little thorn spitter, and looks like Curse is just going to back off. What is the key to Curse winning a 5-on-5 team? Is it the Wombo combo? Like, what do they need to do to win a team fight here in the next 5 to 6 minutes?
The Wombo combo would be huge, of course. You know, using an Orianna ultimate on Shyvana into like 5 people would be awesome.
Is it enough though?
It may not be. That's the thing. They need a kite. They need the fight to last a long time and to, you know, deal with the Mundo after his ultimate has fallen off. Deal with the Nocturne burst. If it's a bursty fight, what's going to happen? Zyra's going to use her spells. Nocturne will use his nuke as well as Grace. They'll just all die on Curse.
Oh, Lulu's ultimate too.
Yeah, Lulu will keep people alive on SGS, so it's a big deal if they don't get through the line fight. Actually, they just get through, it takes a bit of poke, so the damage quite high for SGS. And you know, if they get into a poke fight, guess what? One Nocturne ultimate could be huge. Elements, are you out of position? The fear does land, but SGS does back off, being very careful.
Not quite able to follow up on it, and very careful indeed. You know, you took the words right out of my mouth. This game, Singapore Sentinels may have, by the books, you know, you look at on paper, they have a lead. They're up in gold, they're up in kills, they're up in dragons, but they can still lose this game, 100%. A team fight goes Ari, one of them, you know, engages a little bit too hard, gets a little bit too far away from his team. One of them, you know, just gets caught out, and that could be game. You know, Curse isn't going to sit back and lose this game. Curse is going to fight tooth and nail to get back into this game and try to win it. I mean, this is a big tournament. This is the IPL face-off. You don't want to get knocked down in loser's bracket first round.
Very few people go, you know what, $40,000 for first place? I don't really want that.
No, I'm okay. I don't need that whatsoever right now. Speaking of 1,000 gold.
6 dragon, I think.
It's a 5th or 6th.
That's a lot of dragons. Like,
I lost count. I don't have enough fingers to count.
If you are a dragon and you are near Singapore Sentinels, just start flying away.
Yeah,
you will die. They will kill you.
Just get out of there. They are like Dovahkiin right there, just cleaning up dragons, collecting the dragon souls, making dragon shouts, doing whatever they can. That's a bunch of Skyrim references for a League of Legends cast, but it definitely just happened. Up top, Tofu and West Strikes. Maybe I think we see another like round 4 Thrilla and Manila versus Mundo and Jax. Again. What's going to happen here? I can't think of a good rhyme for top lane. I'm not as good as Muhammad Ali, apparently, at coming up with that. But here we go. West Strikes, leap strikes in, gets a nice empowered strike off. But Tofu, how much health does that Mundo have? 4.2k health.
Oh,
That's, I
God.
believe, a fully stacked Warmogs.
216
That's
armor.
a Sunfire. Oh my
111
goodness.
magic resist.
Me oh my, that is a dangerous guy.
His effective HP with armor against physical damage is going to be about 8,400 HP, and it's still going up. The Warmogs isn't full. It's
Did you
almost
just
to
do math?
4,300.
Did you just do math?
I just did math.
I like it.
Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. It's about 12,000, like almost 13,000 HP. That's a lot of physical damage. You know, Jax, though, he's one of the people who can deal it as well as real. So there's a lot of damage coming out from Rustwise. He's gotten a lot more items. Almost has that Gunblade, actually. Once that finishes, his DPS will be dramatically higher than it was before. Problem is, he needs to finish it. And the longer this game goes on, the tankier Mundo will get, the tankier the rest of SGS will get, especially without Lulu backing them up.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And Lulu's ultimate right now, if I'm not mistaken, will give a bonus of like 400 to 500 gold. Not gold, health, I believe. If Lulu's ultimate gave 400 extra gold,
that's a good ult.
That
Use
is
that on cooldown.
That is a damn good ultimate right there. But Lulu's ultimate does make things big. And imagine putting it on Mundo at this point. You know, Mundo is a champion. He's going to get in there. He's going to get in your team. He's going to Burning Agony. He's going to throw cleavers. He's going to punch you in the face. He's going to do everything he can. Imagine a Lulu ultimate on top of that.
Ezreal just
Thousands
ulted,
and thousands.
and like, it kind of hurt some of the members, but Tofu's just like, I took it, I tanked tower shot, I don't care.
So tanky. I mean, everyone in SGS is so tanky right now. Zyra opted for a tanky build rather than a fragile kind of glass Ganon burst build because she got the Rod of Ages. She has a Zanya's Hourglass now. She did get a Death Cap, which is bursty, but if you do it, actually, here's a Nocturne engage onto Nijaki, but the Fear Tether, actually the command distance, allows Nijaki to you know, kind of just separate a little bit, kind of get a little distance between himself and that scary Nocturne tether. So right there, you had Nocturne's ultimate blown, and you had Mundo's ultimate blown. So that's two ultimates off the table. Can Curse engage on this? Can Curse take advantage of the next, you know, minute to 2 minutes?
It's scary for them to actually force a fight, because that means Sam Vicious has to ult in there. They have to get the Wombo combo off, as you mentioned before. And that's not easy to do. If it messes up at all, they will just die in response. They actually take a turret on SGS, and you know, they knew that even with those ultimates down, they should be in a good enough position to go ahead, keep the fight on. This building up though, because one good catch, for example, Nocturne right there in the jungle of Curse will get away. So
yeah, he'll be
one
fine.
good catch, and that's everything. That's the game.
I mean, like, Riot, I need a wards bought and wards killed stat right here because, oh my god, like, how many wards have these teams bought? It's absolutely, Elements has had that Oracles, I think, since he was born.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
so for a while, and he's made money on that Oracles. Usually, you know, Oracles is a sunk cost until you kill X amount of wards, and you pay it off. The 400 gold investment, you know, it's sizable, especially early game. But right now, Elements is like Scrooge McDucking in ward gold right now. He's just swimming through it, and it's absolutely ridiculous. He put on his Yeti onesie, and he is just swimming through gold right now because of that Oracles. Absolutely unheard of.
Counterpoint, the Oracles coming out from SGS, they're doing the exact same thing. So they've had the Oracles for quite a long time. So the map control for both teams is amazing. They have wards down. And the funny thing is, they both have good map control despite the fact they're just murdering each other's wards. They do not last a long time.
Oh,
look at that.
Are you kidding me?
Vision. Oh
Curse's
my god.
vision. Like, that's not even a fog of war anymore. It's just, they see it. This is just their jungle. They can see everything that's going on in there. And right now, no wards around. Westrice is going to get caught in a bad place trying to take down Graves. Will he fall instead? He does take down Graves. So nice one-on-one exchange right there in a 2-on-1 situation. Westrice looking like he was at a disadvantage and saying, oh, I'm going down? You're going down with me, Darkness. You better believe it.
A good kill, you know, without the AD carry, that's a lot of potential. You know, it's all upfront damage right now from SGS. If Curse can survive the engagement, if they can get past the Zyra burst and, you know, the Lulu ultimate CCing them, that will be massive for them. They can take a fight right now, but they're being cautious, they're being careful. This is just, you know, the worry. What if they don't survive it, though? They die, and Zyra kills any stragglers.
And the thing here is Curse just lost the top lane. They lost Jax. SGS did lose Graves. However, Graves is only I say 2, 4, and 6. Still a decent score. You know, nothing to shake a stick at with 314 CS. So he's a big part of SGS's team fight. But would Curse want to engage without Jax, even though they're down Graves? I don't believe so. Would that be smart?
And that's the thing. That's why it's so hard to play this game. The answer is maybe.
Maybe? It's maybe smart.
It could work. I don't know. And that's what makes it scary. That's why teams will not engage, because they don't know what's going to happen, and you really want to take that big risk. You want to take that chance that can lose you the entire game in 20 seconds, 10 seconds.
Are you going to roll the dice? What's going to happen here? SGS is playing so defensively. They know that if they lose this game, Curse is up 1 game, this is the best of 3 series, SGS will be knocked down to the loser's bracket. And that's something that they don't want. Curse, you know, is in a better position in my opinion because the game is relatively close. There's an 8K gold advantage for Singapore Sentinels and 5 kills, but the team fights have been swinging both ways. These team fights are like a revolving door, you know, just who comes out on the other side. But like I said, SGS doesn't want to lose because they'll go down a loser's bracket. If Curse loses this game, there's still a game 3 to be had.
There's still opportunities for
Exactly.
SGS. You know, like, they're not out in losers. They can still come back, but you don't want to start in losers, especially because I've heard them talking with Team We. They want to have a Singapore
They want to have
versus
an Asian
finals. Yeah, they want finals to be just both of them. So they don't want to be, you know, in a bad place for that. They have to look up to We. We's gonna be like, yo, you guys lost versus Curse.
Yeah.
We could have taken them.
Yeah, and it's exactly as I explained at the beginning of this cast, you know. We and Singapore Sentinels scrim a lot. They're scrim buddies. You know, whenever they're looking for a scrim, they contact each other. World Elite has taken the past few scrims off of Singapore Sentinels, which is, you know, it sucks for them. But at the same time, that makes Singapore Sentinels kind of the underdog. Actually, down bot, there is 2 different skirmishes going on right now. St. Vicious was trying to chase on the Lulu. Brought her down to about 3/4 HP, but Mundo so far away right now. Will Curse be able to take down this dragon, or will SGS be able to contest it without the inclusion of Mundo? Mundo trying to walk his way up there, but there's a Nocturne ultimate on him. And actually, Shyvana able to take down the Baron, get that kill on it. Now Cop trading one-on-one with Graves, but Graves has a GA. Now he has the Wild Growth on him and the Exhaust, but he's able to quick draw out of the way. The Guardian Angel still hasn't been popped on him, but right now Curse trying to clean up this fight. Mundo finally gets to the party, fashionably late as always, Senor Mundo. But will he be able to take down the 3 healthy, tanky members of Curse? It doesn't look like it. The Leap Strike from West Strice will close the distance a little bit between himself and Graves, but a nice effective cleaver will actually slow down the nearest pursuant of Curse, which was West Strice. And now Shyvana with a long-range Dragon's Breath. Will she be able to get him? I don't think so. Turning her attention to Mundo, trying to slow him down with Phage Procs. There's a Counter-Strike stun. It does not. It actually does land. There it is. Finally, a little bit of a delay. But the Burning Agony will reduce a lot of the CC coming onto him. And Mundo able to get out of there. But still, I mean, they've been dancing around it. They've been talking around it. They've been dancing like Baron is the prettiest girl at prom. And finally, Curse is able to secure it. I mean, what does that mean in the long run? You know, and for the next 4 or 5 minutes, Curse is going to have Baron on at least 3 members of the team. It's Shyvana, Jackson, Nunu. Can they turn the tides? Can they say, we have Baron, let us do something about this gold deficit and kill them?
Well, I mean, starting off, if it's the prettiest girl at the prom, you know, have the confidence to ask her out. She won't bite.
She won't bite.
Probably. No, she will. No.
She might.
Yeah. But for Curse, this is their chance to come back. They have the Baron. They did come out ahead in the fight. They can do stuff now. They're still going to be cautious, because you always have to be cautious, because one good catch, one good Zyra root, you're dead. But they can go for turrets. They're going to have sustain. They can take the pokes now, because of the Baron regeneration being about 3% every 5 seconds. It's a lot of HP per 5. So they can deal with it. They can do a lot. And, you know, they just have to be cautious. They have to be careful, but the turrets should start going down for them.
Definitely they need to make up that gold somewhere, and it looks like turret kills are going to be what they're doing.
Not dragons.
Oh, for what?
Not going to be dragons.
Not going to be dragons, no, because Singapore Sentinels is in a committed, monogamous relationship right now with Dragon. They are taking that thing all the time right now. Look at Tofu Mundo, 4.6k health. Stop, just build another stat, please.
He's trying to get so much HP that his little bar turns into a black line. Actually, St. Vicious caught out by darkness, and Tofu's right behind him. They're trying to chase on him. The Dragon Fork was used. He does kind of walk out of there, eventually deciding not worth the fight. Because mid lane, there is a push going on.
Yeah, Burnout just gave him a little bit too much move speed for Mundo and Graves to catch up, and here comes Mundo. He's going to try to flank this 4-man team of Curse. Will he be able to do something? Will he be able to take the Baron straight out of Elements and West Strice's cold dead hands? Nope. Yep. Well, that was build up for nothing.
This could be a huge
story of my life.
No.
Story of my life. Huge letdown. Being a ginger and all, it's just kind of how it works.
No, I'm not sorry.
You should be. Right now, it looks like Elements still like. It's like he's got like a timeshare with that Oracles, and he's just living it. He's got a condo. He moved in with it. He had a baby with it. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Those babies are vision boards.
I like it. I like it. Down bot.
Really gross to think
they're gonna
about.
take them. Just stop. Let's go to the turret kills.
Sure.
Down bot. Curse takes down that tier 1 turret, but actually SGS is responding in kind with a brazen push right up the gut. Oh, look at that. A Guardian Angel on Zyra as well. So that's 2 GAs right now on the team of SGS. Here comes Curse from behind. Hopefully this won't be a build-up that won't climax. I hope so. I hope this team fight happens. There's a true shot barrage landing right across Mundo's face. He's going to disregard it and go ahead and take down that turret anyway. There's Zyre ultimate burned really, really early in the team fight. The ball right now is on NY Jackie. Who will he put on? Who will he ult? Saintfish does not have his ultimate. And there's the command shockwave in the back lines of the enemy team, SGS, and hitting 2 members of them. Shyvana falls. And now Orion able to pick up a kill onto Nocturne. The Absolute Zero being channeled, and Mundo will go down as well to Cop's pursuit. But it looks like it's still a 3-on-3 fight right here, but the members of Curse just a tiny bit more tanky. But you gotta think of SGS has 2 GAs still up on 2 of their members. That's absolutely ridiculous. Elements goes down to a few quick auto attacks, followed shortly by a quick jaw from Darkness. And wow, still those Guardian Angels not popped. SGS has just been positioning expertly. Like, those carries are not even being touched, and Curse needs to touch them. They need to reach out and touch someone, because it's unfortunate for them, you know? And in that fight, St. Vicious did not have enough fury for his ultimate, which I think played a huge role, because he used it to escape down bot.
They could not get to the carries, like you said. Jackie tried really hard. He actually took down Zyre fairly low, using the command attack and ultimate to just chunk him, but they didn't have the sustained damage. And once the front line for SGS had fallen, once Tofu was down, Tofu crumbled. Once
like it. Tofu doesn't crumble, it's more leathery.
Ah, okay. Once Luyar finally went down, you know, there was so much damage that had already been dealt to Curse, they could not keep fighting. So by the time they can take down the front line for SGS, they will already have St. Vicious dead, they will already have Westrice dead. And at that point, if they don't have a front line, you know what's going to happen? Darkness will flash forward and kill NY Jackie, as they actually did in that fight.
Yeah, and Curse right now needs some GAs, and they have one. They've got Jax's GA, of course. Cop does not have any items for his GA yet. Oriana going ahead and finishing that Athene's Unholy Grail with the Chain Vest. I'm going to assume that it will also be made into a GA. So we could potentially see in the next team fight 2 GAs on Curse versus 2 GAs on SGS, unless someone else is building a GA on SGS. It doesn't quite look like it. And wow, I just noticed we're entering the 47th minute of this game, and Lulu, Tier 1 boots. Who needs Tier 2 boots? No
Probably
one.
St. Vicious, actually, because he is getting caught in the bot lane. Use the ultimate, I believe, to try and get out of there. You know, being chased by all of SGS, but without that ultimate, you know,
we might see the same team fight.
They can go into a fight again, yeah. And that mid turret is down, the inhibitor is down, it will push forward. SGS, the way they're set up right now, they can just go ahead, park out here, look for an opening, and possibly take down that turret, that inhibitor in the game.
Yeah, they're going to start sieging and tailgating this bot turret right here. They've set up a couple RVs and a couple campers, got some barbecue going, got some hamburgers on the grill, and it looks like they're just going to sit here. They're going to say, we're here, deal with it. And actually, they're going to put on the aggression and chunk this turret just a hair. There's actually the 3-man command shockwave, and wow, Lulu absolutely melts in the middle of that, but Graves doing a lot of work on the elements. But it looks like that's just going to be a 1-for-0 exchange right there, but the fight could still continue. Don't count SGS or Curse out of this one yet. St. Vicious did get bound and hit by the Q of Zyra, but again, still 2 GAs to continue with on the team of SGS. Curse, do they have the damage to fight this right here? It's a 4-on-5 right now in their favor, and they're just timid. They're worried, I would say.
The thing is, Lulu is a support. She doesn't manage that much at the end at this point in the game. She's useful, but not amazingly useful. And Darkness, as long as he stays alive, that's going to be a big deal. He does get chunked by NY Jackie. He's going to go ahead, back off, because you know what? If Darkness dies and his Guardian Angel procs, he will respawn. But during that time he is dead, SGS could lose the fight.
During that time he's dead? Is that what happens?
I think like they die, they do the death animation, but they're actually just going to push. Look at the lifesteal on Graves coming back out. 833 damage crit, 886 a second after. Graves doing tremendous amounts of damage.
And I mean, that's as expected, you know, as the game goes on, AD carries become really, actually Westrice, here he goes, he turns on his Nos boots like Fast and the Furious, and he is going to jump right on Desire, getting the stun off. Will she go down? Will the Guardian Angel finally be popped? It doesn't look like Westrice pays for his sins. He goes down as well. NY Jackie gets killed by the Zyre ultimate. The Guardian Angel is finally popped on Zyre. St. Fitch is trying to pop it on Graves too. He finally pops it. So finally the members of Curse pop the 2 GAs on SGS, but it may be too little too late right now. Tofu, that guy has health. I mean, that's it. He is just able to stay in that fight for years. 4.6k health right now with the fully stacked Sunfire, Warmogs, everything right there. The Heart of Gold in the Randuin's Omen. And I'm just gonna tank
331 armor.
Just gonna tank double.
I did not notice that, but you know what? These turrets, they're doing a bit of damage. They do get armor penetration, but not anything enough to stop it. They will take this next. They will take Game 3, Game 2. SGS going for Game 3 now. They're looking good.
They're looking very, very good. And the thing about it is, you know, Curse obviously won game 1. Game 2 is now taken by SGS. But the thing that SGS has in their favor is their